Hello! Hello and welcome to a new review of a cassette deck. Today we're having a look at this Sansui Compu Synchro double cassette deck D-W9. This is a double cassette deck that makes no sense. It's a special because it makes no sense. Well, it makes sense only if it's Sansui who made it. As I see, this brand Sansui tried to make good high fidelity equipment but cheaper than the other brands by cutting costs, simplifying their devices, or simply staying a bit behind technically and technologically and trying to gain parts of the market left by other brands in pricing or in features or in their lineups. And this is the reason why this cassette is very special. This cassette has some solutions which are expensive. For example, you may see these 3 motor mechanisms. You have 3 motor mechanisms in a double cassette deck. A double cassette deck that it has a shitty view meter. See? This view meter has only 5 LEDs. You'd say that this is cheap even for cheaper days. I had double cassette decks from TIAC, very cheap, that had 7 LEDs, and this one has only 5. But on the other hand, their mechanisms are superb, are mechanisms like Nakamichi. Nakamichi used these mechanisms in their later cassette. So this cassette is plasticky but has good mechanisms, has functions to select a program and go for it. I don't know how it works, but you can control, or the deck can handle up to 16 tracks, I think. It can record in both decks. It has good heads. They sound very well. They are not cheap parts when it comes to sound. The board is well built and has daughter boards, plenty of components, and here you can have it a set of many variable resistors. Here you have them also to precisely calibrate the deck. It has large integrated circuits because it has these functions of continuous play, continuous recording, and so on. And well, it's a mixture of good and bad things. And quickly, let's see. It has 2 recording decks. Both of them can handle metal, normal, or chrome tapes. I'm going to show you the lights. You have pause, recording, playback, metal, high and normal lights for both decks. And there's a curious thing that this deck is not very big. It doesn't have much space, and the door is a bit bigger than needed. You could only have just the area needed to insert the cassette, but this one has some more to hide the counter behind this window, and so it doesn't have much space. So Sansui decided to include only 1 set of buttons. Here you have them, and you have to select which deck do you want to control. If I press B, I'm going to stop. I'm going to press B, and the B deck lightens up, and now I would be controlling the B deck. and if I press A again, this one lights up. It lights differently because I've removed the cover. I'll explain later the internals of the mechanism, and then you can control this deck. I'm controlling now, going back. I go back to 0 to play what I've been recording. Well, they have Dolby BNC, phones connection, it has a microphone input, it has this volume control for the microphone, but it doesn't have volume control for the recording. It has this feature called auto recording level, and you cannot choose the volume. It's set automatically by the deck. One moment please, I'm running out of battery. I don't like to edit my videos, so I have to record them. Without editing. Okay, saved. Okay, now I plug the power to the camera. Okay, let's continue. We have the compu edit and disk. I don't know what these functions are for. If someone knows, please leave a comment. I have the timer function. This switch, and especially this one, go bad over the time, are very difficult to switch. It's not easy. I don't want to mess with it. And I think that more or less there's nothing else special. So we'll have a look at the mechanism, and the very first thing I'm going to show you are the mechanism. I've removed this cover, which is only for aesthetical reasons. It hides most of the front mechanism. Let me switch to B so you can see it better. Well, this is a mechanism made by Sansui, which is the same that Nakamichi used in their line-up, in their decks from, let's say, approximately 1988 or so, and later models. Harman Kardon also used Sansui mechanisms, and some other brands also too. And this mechanism is quite good. I like it. Maybe Nakamichi made a mistake by leaving their mechanisms, which were very good, but they went for these ones because these ones are also very good. And this deck, probably the mechanisms are the most expensive part of this deck. And this mechanism has this real motor, which is here. This is the capstan motor, this is the real motor that may go bad easily. And this motor, when turns, moves this idler wheel, which has a rubber band in the outer side, and this rubber band contacts the take-up reel or the take-up reel, and this reel, I don't remember now the name, supply reel. This is the supply reel, because the tape goes from here to here. So take up and supply reel. So this idler wheel switches from one side to another depending on the direction of the motor. And this is a very good solution. It's silent. It doesn't make noise when working, but it all depends on the condition of the rubber. And over the time, the rubber gets hardened, dirty. And what I've done is to clean it with acetone. I've cleaned it twice, and once I've cleaned it, it has started performing very well. Fast forward is strong, rewind is very strong now. I don't know how much it will last, but at the moment it works very well. I've not cleaned this one, and this one I'll show you. This one is not working. It has no grip. The rubber has no grip. Oh, it doesn't turn. It tries to turn, but it can't turn. So this is one of the things, and it's an easy fix. You remove this C-ring, you remove the whole wheel and you can easily buy and replace the rubber band. Now we're going to have a look at the back side of the deck. So here we taking a look from behind to the mechanism. This is the Sankyo mechanism, the famous Sankyo mechanism, and it's the same, exactly the same mechanism as used in Nakamichi. Maybe there were some modifications before or later this exact model, but they were surely minor, and most of the components are shared with Nakamichi decks, Harman Kardon decks, and maybe others. And we see here the three motors. This motor doesn't develop problems. It's the capstan motor. It usually works well. This one does develop problems. They get dirty, they get the contacts inside accumulate dirt, and over the time they can stop conducting the current, the electricity, and the motor will not work. You need to disassemble the motor and clean them thoroughly, and it's a fix that may last, but it won't renew the motor to last many other years. You will have to redo that work again and again. But well, you can do it, it's not difficult. I used to do this without disassembling the mechanism, just unsoldering the cables and with a pliers bending the cover and freeing this cover, the circular cover, and they can easily take the internal parts outside and have them cleaned. But the same thing can happen to that motor, the cam motor, and that's very nasty. That is a big problem, and this deck has that problem. This deck didn't work. What I did was to gently put my finger below this part and manually turn the motor a bit to make it work again, and it started working. It's working quite well now, but if I leave the deck quiet for let's say 1 or 2 hours or more, it will go bad again. It will not conduct. So you have to do the same here. You have to clean the motor, and it's not an easy task. Now that we are having a look at the board, well, this deck has a motherboard and some daughter boards. Here you see the recording amplifier board. The recording amplifier board. There you have it. These are the playback amplifier boards. This should be the Dolby circuitry, based on probably an Hitachi. That is probably an Hitachi integrated circuit. And well, you can see there are 2 large integrated circuits to control all the logic, all the functions of this cassette deck. And well, it has a nice layout. It's nice. It's quite easy to work in this deck. I've disassembled these mechanisms and they are not very difficult to work, and the deck itself it's moderate to easy to work on it. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching.